Hello, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. For those who do not know me, I am ASMR Majestic. So, here's the thing. I was on YouTube minding my business. I was actually watching The Breakfast Club. And for those who do not know what or who The Breakfast Club is, they are a radio station stationed out of New York City. And it's DJ Envy, Charlemagne the God, and it used to be Angela, but she left, and now we have like celebrities kind of filling in her seat. From my understanding, Jess Hilarious is supposed to get the position, which I think would fit well. That being said, again, this show is not for my sensitive people. They joke around a lot, and if you can't take a joke and don't like to laugh, this is not the crew for you. Point is, though, they do talk about a lot of good topics, and there is two questions that I would like to have a discussion about. But then I have a third topic, so 3 things we are going to talk about. And when I guess answering the question, refer to them as question 1, 2, and 3. So, question 1, let's talk about it. How old is too young to stay home? Or I can rephrase it this way. What age do you think is appropriate to leave your children home alone in 2024? I had to add in the 2024 because let me tell you something. Shit is not what it used to be back when I was younger, right? But at the end of the day, this conversation is to shade no one. You have to do what you have to do for your family. You have to do what works. So, everyone had different answers on, the radio station, and I honestly think some of them was a little ridiculous. Like 16, that's crazy. Like you're only trusting your child to stay home at 16. I mean, again, you guys know your own children, so I guess it is what it is. But I sat here and I thought about it, and I would love to hear your guys' input, but I said to myself, I think it really depends on the majority of the child. It definitely is. I look at my 2 nephews, my oldest and youngest, and there is a night and day on how they both act at 15, and then I look at my attitude at 15 compared to my nephew or my youngest, right? So I think it really depends on the majority of it all. Here's the thing. And Mom, I love you. No shade. But my black ass was home by myself at the age of 11. Oh yes, I didn't have a choice. We didn't have the luxury. So my mother was a single mom. When my parents got divorced, we moved out, and the first year was okay because my sister was a senior in high school. We are 6 years apart, and so if she was in 12th grade, I was in 6th. So me coming home, it was cool because my sister was was there. But after the age of 11 or 7th grade, maybe I got my grades wrong, I don't know. But I can tell you like this, at 7th grade, how old are you in 7th grade? Maybe you're 12. I don't even know. But I had to get off the school bus, walk my black ass up that hill of my complex, let myself in, and call my mom right away. There was no, oh, I made a stop, I have to go to the store. No, I knew to get my ass off that bus, walk up that hill, get in the house, lock that door, and call my mother ASAP. Don't let me use the bathroom first. Oh shit, if my mother had to call me first looking for me, oh, game over, right? But I knew, like, there was no, like, maybe there was, I don't remember, but it wasn't something that she said over and over again, you know. I knew not to answer that door. I knew no one should be coming through that door unless it's my mother with that key. That is it. There is, like, it's that simple. Anyone else ring the doorbell or knock, don't answer. When you get off the school bus, go directly home. Simple. Call mom ASAP. It was that simple. And you know, and my mother too, she was slick with it, because although I'd be home, just to make sure, because there was a lot of kids in my complex, so just to make sure I wasn't outside playing or whatever, my mother would call back to back, different hours. She would just switch up just to make sure I answered that phone, just to make sure I was in the house, right? But truth be told, I was only home by myself maybe for like 3 hours tops, because the time I got home, like maybe 2:30, my mom was home by like 5:15. So it was really just like that gray period that I was home by myself. And then as I got older, it was 3 hours. Then I was home for like 4 hours by myself, then 5, then gradually it turned to, bitch, my mother was gone for days. Okay, but again, it depends on the child. Let's talk about it. As I got older, and this is not to say that I was an angel, you know, I lost a lot of keys, house keys. My mother had to buy so many, like, what do you call it? The little, like the little fake rocks that you hide the key under and stuff like that. She had to buy many of those, because, see, here's the thing. I used to lose my key, but I didn't care, because you know what? I had a key under that fake rock. Problem is, your girl actually never remembered to put the key back. So like the next day, I would go under that fake rock looking for the key, realizing it's not there because I left it on the kitchen counter. And truth be told, my mother saw that shit, but just to teach me a lesson, she would leave it there. Nope. And don't even think for a second that I was allowed to go to a friend's house or something like that if I forgot my key. Absolutely not. If I forgot my key, I had to use the neighbor's house to let my mom know that I was home but couldn't get in. And then I actually had to sit on that step and wait for my mom. There was no luxury of like going to the neighbor's house, because at the end of the day, this was her way of teaching me a lesson. If you want something to drink, if you want to be warm, don't forget your key. Period. And then after that, we ended up changing the locks into like a keypad. So like we just forgot the key altogether and just had like a keypad. But my mother had shit to do. She was a nurse practitioner. She had one, daughter in college. The other one cousin was in middle school. She worked like an hour away, like she had shit to do. So, she had no choice but to leave me home. And if my mother, for any reason, had to stay late to work or something, she would have like my cousin and my aunt call me non-stop. It would actually become annoying, but now I get it. But you get it, right? Annoying as fuck. I was telling Devin, my youngest, the other day that as I got older and I was in high school, right, I had a car. At 16, I had a car. It was a raggedy car, but it was a car. And the only reason why I had a car is because the car was a piece of shit and my mother ended up buying a new one. So that piece of shit got like handed it down to me. So it was a 1989 Ford Probe. Look that shit up. It was a I know all of y'all are like this. What was Majestic's first car? 1989 Ford Probe. And it was in silver, gray, whatever. It was so bad that like the seat, like the driver's seat, I had to put a crate to keep it up. You know, at that time when the headlights used to go up and down, well, mine was like trying to blink because one was down, one was up. There was like so many things wrong with it, and then my mechanic ended up putting both of them up so it wouldn't look awkward type of situation. I had one door, different color. Like, listen, it was a piece of shit, but it worked. And that being said, though, again, I wasn't a perfect teenager, but when my mom told me to come home, I came home, you know. So after a while, like when my mother had a boyfriend when I was in high school, let me tell you something. To this day, and some people feel a certain way about it. I do not. My mother could not be any more motherly in this situation. She had a boyfriend, and where he lived was like 10 minutes from where she worked. Where we lived, she had to drive an hour to work. And so it was like a win-win. At this time in my life, right, between like my high school boyfriend, the sports I was in, I also had a part-time job. Like, I had shit to do. Sports, all of it. So, you know, my mother though would, on Sunday, she was about it. Like, my mother would wake up at like 5 a.m. on a Sunday. She would wash all my uniforms. I went to a Catholic school, and she would wash all my uniforms, and she would iron them out crisp all week. Shit ironed, clothes washed, folded, put away. Yup. My mother would also cook 3 different meals, whether I wanted to eat it or not. No one could ever say there was never any food in the house. Absolutely not. She would cook 3 meals and freeze 2 of them. Now, just in case, because I was really a picky eater back then, my mother would always leave $200 in the cookie jar for fast food or whatever. And my mother also felt more comfortable if like my girlfriends were over, you know, so I wouldn't be by myself. But like I said, she did everything. She did the grocery shopping. There was nothing left unturned that she could do. And like my mom says, like in high school, half the time, like when I got home for like the night, my mother would be asleep anyway. We did not even see each other a lot. We spoke a lot, but physically seeing, absolutely not. There was too much shit to do. And then she'd be gone for like 4 or 5 days, but like we would speak. Yeah, how was your day, you know. But I was home a lot, you know. But again, there was a test run, and then little by little they would add, you know, like being gone all day on the weekends and so on and so forth. So but someone on the radio show was like, well, now they have like, the Ring cameras and stuff like that. And Charlemagne said, yeah, great. So all that means is I can actually watch my kids get murdered. Which is a good point. So I don't know. Although we have gadgets and cell phones and ring bells in 2024, again, my question to you is, what age would you leave your children home alone? And does it matter if you have more than one or two, or like if one is 14 and you have like 3 others under the age of 10, would you leave those 3 kids home with the 14-year-old? Like, what is the rule of thumb for you? And then it's funny because other people called in and they actually had some really good points. Like, I guess because for me, when I was in school, they had something called like DARE, where they spoke about drugs, abuse, all that stuff, sexual assault. They would have like a cop come to the school. We have like the phone number. We had 911. We had stickers. Then we even had like the fire department come to our school twice a year. We used to do like these drills that like they would have the whole entire kitchen full of smoke, and they would teach us how to like walk and feel for things, how smoke rises, get underneath, how to feel the door, how to feel the knob. So we actually learned that stuff. I know now they don't do none of that shit. So again, when I asked Devin certain questions, he didn't know the answer to. But then this is something that he caught me off guard. Like, do I know how to use a fire extinguisher? I do not. But then again, there are directions on the actual, bottles, because I have one in my kitchen. I've never used the portable ones, but like, these are good points. So it really depends, I think, on the majority of your children. If they know what to do in a situation, are they the ones to sit there and just cry? Are they the ones to hide? Do you have a hiding space? So these are all really, really good points. So let me know down below what you think. How old is too young, or what age did you start leaving your children home? Or you can answer, how old were you when you were left home by yourself? Question number 2. Would you get mad if your man slash spouse ask you for a DNA test if you're pregnant or just had a baby or have a few kids? As a woman, right, would you be mad if your man asks you, or spouse or whatever, asks you for a DNA test? I would like to know. That is the next question. Me, I am petty as fuck. Let me tell you why. Because see, for me, as a woman, right, if I was able to have kids, anytime I have a child, I would have a DNA test done right then and there. Because see, what we're not gonna do is like, if you hear a rumor, or if the baby don't have, the texture hair you have, or if the complexion is not the same, or what we're not gonna do in an argument about, well, that baby's probably not mine, and I heard that you were sleeping around. Oh yeah, we're not doing that. We are not doing that, because the one thing I would refuse to have in my life is anyone doubt their child, or someone treating a child differently because they might not be theirs. I'm a petty bitch. That's one thing you are not throwing in my face. You can throw in everything else, but damn it, when I tell you to go buy them fucking diapers, you better go buy them fucking diapers. Talking about, well, I don't know if the kid's even mine. There will be none of that shit here. Absolutely not. I am not the one. I am not the one. Men always seem to go to, well, I don't know if the kid's mine. And so, for me, if I ever had might skip your child, or the child might not be the same complexion as you. Men find all these stupid things or reasons why the child might not be theirs. And it could be actually a good one. Maybe your wife's a whore. I don't know. The point is, why would anyone want to go through life with a doubt? I don't know. And even like for me, even for a woman, if I know for a fact I'm not cheating, I am not giving you any opportunity to play that shit, to act like, well, I want to hang out because, well, why should I be home? That kid might not be mine, or, why should I? No. So again, ladies, would you be upset if your man asked you for a DNA test? Would you hold that against him? Would you be like, oh, what, you don't believe me? Oh, you don't trust me? Because see, here's the thing. If you haven't noticed, men say that women cheat and women say that men cheat, right? So what's the common denominator here? Humans cheat no matter what. Females say that men cheat, they don't care. Men say women cheat because they can get away with it because we're smarter. I don't know. My alarm just went off. So yeah, so the common denominator is humans. Humans cheat. So I don't care. You can be a good wife. That doesn't mean nothing. You never know. People creep when there's a way. When there's a will, there's a way. And if people want to, they'll find a way. So I honestly, I can see where, some women will say, oh, what, you don't trust me, and you think I'm cheating, and and all this stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. I personally, for me, I wouldn't get offended, because the moment you're asking, it's the moment I feel as if you want to make sure this child is yours, so you can get to, and I cannot be mad at that. I cannot. People love to say, well, I was drunk, I don't remember. Well, bitch, you will know if this child is yours or not before we leave the hospital. That's just me. Now, let's kind of throw a little twist in there. Would you be mad if your spouse or baby daddy did a DNA test behind your back? Took your baby and him, or went to the doctors, or you found him swabbing the inside of your son's cheek or daughter, whatever. How would you feel? Because for men, I don't know, I can see some men out here doing that, but then it's like, if you do that and then you find out the kid is not yours, how do you go about doing that? I don't know. I just think the sneaking around, that outcome can be really, really bad. I don't know why. I just think so. And so it is what it is. I got somewhere to be. That's why my alarm's going off and I keep checking the time. Okay, and so I actually need to go move my damn car. They're plowing and stuff, and out here, although they don't plow when they're supposed to, if you don't move your car by a certain time, you will get fined. And so I made sure I had my alarm, and I'm looking at the time, because a bitch is not getting, I got shit to do. So anyway, so would you be mad if the guy did it behind your back? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if a man did ask you for a DNA test don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. And lastly, so I can get out of here and move my car. Now this next question I got off, there's I don't even remember. Oh, honestly, I don't remember what YouTube channel I was watching. I don't have time to check because I don't want to get fined. But which would you rather prefer? And say, for instance, you had to choose one, no matter what. Which one would you choose? This is question number 3. Question number 3. Question number 3. Would you want to know when you're going to die, or how you're going to die? Would you want to know the when you will die, or the how? Here's my thoughts. I don't know. If I had to choose, I think I would probably choose the how. Because see, here's the thing. Say you're gonna die in a car crash, right? And that's what they tell you. But that car crash can come in 50 years. It can come in 40 years. It can come tomorrow. But like when you have an actual date of when you're gonna die, number one, you don't know if you're gonna be murdered, stabbed, if it's gonna hurt. You know you're gonna die sometime today, but you don't know how, by who, by what. That's fucked up. Could you know that, like say for instance, you were told you're gonna die in 7 years, right? For 7 years, although you have an expiration date, wouldn't you be depressed? Like, knowing the fact that in 7 years you would never be able to see your kids graduate, or, you know, to see your kids have a baby, or be a grandparent, or, you know, walk your daughter down the aisle, or whatever. Just knowing that date, knowing that there's certain things that you would be missing. For instance, say for instance, you know you're pregnant now, and then you find out you die 3 days after you give birth. Like, I don't know. I don't think I would want to know when, because at the end of the day, listen, if we're being honest, we're living like that now. We're all going to die. We all are. The kicker is we don't know when, right? So again, we're all gonna die. Everything dies. Ants, insects, animals, plants, and everything dies. Humans, pets, everything has to go. Everything dies. But the main question in the world is when, right? Do many people ask like how? You know, but people, you know, the first question, I don't know. Because then, like, I think it's different for like an illness, right? Say you have cancer, you know, at least you know, like, you have a year to live. You can get your will in order, your finances in order, or whatever. But that's an illness, right? I think for that aspect, maybe you would want to know how long you have left. But other than that, like, again, if you find out you're gonna get strangled, that can be in like 30 years though. And like, here's the thing, and like, I know you can't change the future, but it's like, if you know you're gonna get strangled, then like, walk around with pepper spray. I don't know. Which one is actually better? I don't think there's a winning answer at all. I don't know, like, 'cause to be honest, it is none of my fucking business. It's not. I don't want to know how. I don't want to know when. Like, it is none of my business. It's bad enough we have to worry about life. Now I have to worry about death too. Y'all asking too much. Y'all, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Nah, too much. So yeah, I don't know. So which one would you choose? When to die? Well, so if you were stuck in a room and the only way to leave the room is through a fortune teller, and they had to either answer the question when you're gonna die or how, which one are you choosing? I think for me, I would have to choose the how. I would not want to know when, because I would be stuck on that date. I would be depressed. Because like that date, like, because see, it's different if you hear you'll die in 20 years, right? It's different. But like, say you find